So I'll give you guys some news. All over the internet last night was a video that went viral of somebody in the balcony filming Chris Christie coming over to yours truly during a break at the end of the first hour and kind of getting up in my grill. And there was all sorts of speculation about what was happening there. I will tell you what was happening there. It was not off the record. He was pissed off. He was mad that he wasn't getting enough questions. And he said, I made it up on this stage and I haven't been able to speak in a while. And, I should have been brought in on that last debate. And, I had a couple minds of it. I said, we're coming to you. You're going to be happy in the second hour, which I lived up to. But number one, he was right that in the last run, he had been excluded. And the reason that happened is because we let them fight in the first 40 minutes of the debate. And therefore, that comes at the expense of something. And where you insert yourself, Chris Christie, on this earlier fight, it's all at the expense of something else that's coming, which is fine. We were not wedded to our rundown. We had like 40 questions going out there. Our goal was to ask 10 of them, in a perfect world. But the producers in the truck have to rejigger the rundown and move. Like our whole Trump block was supposed to be playing much earlier in the show. We had to move it. And anyway, the long and the short of it is the sort of even distribution of questions got mucked up by all the arguing. Having said all that, I knew very well that Christie was going to get asked a Trump question having to do with immigration at the top of the next hour. So it was totally fair to him. And he's polling at 2%. Okay? In no debate ever, and I've now done 6 of them, have we given as many questions to the guy who's at 3% as to the person who's in the lead, at least amongst the candidates on the stage. I'm sorry, Governor Christie. That's the way it is. And all said and done, CNN says this is the timing on the stage. Vivek got 22 minutes, DeSantis 21, Haley 17, Christie 16, and 52 seconds. So he was a half a minute behind Haley, who's tied up there for number 1. So I don't want to hear it, frankly. We did right by him. He got a ton of airtime. That's what he was mad about. I like the guy, but just to break some news on what people are speculating on, Jim, they never like it when they don't get to speak.
Yeah. I was going to say, by the end of it, it didn't feel like any of the candidates had been significantly shortchanged. And I think those numbers bear that out. If you need further support, I checked the Real Clear Politics national average this morning. Christie is actually at 2.5%. So that's looking better. But let's point out, Tim Scott is still at 2%, and he left the race a month ago. So he's still Chris Christie is half a point ahead of the guy who dropped out a month ago. So that's the momentum there.
Right. Naturally, it's not going to go.
Whenever you have 4 candidates, one of those candidates is going to be the last one to speak. I think he got to speak like 14 minutes in. And I can understand that kind of, rankling on him. But if you not that many people came to see Christie.
Yeah, he didn't jump in. Others were jumping in and I was allowing it. It's like, you can lead the horse to water, but he didn't. And I said, hey, I see you over there. We're coming to you, but good stuff's happening here. And nobody had said, hey, can I get in? I was like, they were just going for it. It was great stuff. Anyway, he got in. He had his say. All was said and good. Said and done, and it was good. And he and I think, are fine. He left the debate hall seemingly unhappy. He gave an interview to Dana Bash on CNN, and he seemed rather angry. In fact, we have some of that. It's SOT 16. He was most unhappy with Vivek Ramaswamy. Here it is.
I think Vivek does have a woman problem. I do think he insults women's basic intelligence. He's done it over and over and over again. And I guess tonight I just had enough. I had enough of listening to his garbage. And as I said, his smart-ass Harvard mouth, because that's what it is. When he's dictating to me and Nikki Haley, who have committed ourselves to public service, while he's been off stealing from seniors to make his fortune. Yeah, I'm not going to put up with him anymore. And I'm going to tell the truth. If someone's insulting Nikki Haley in a way that was personal, it was nothing about issues. He was saying she's not smart enough to know where things are on the map, that somehow his 3-year-old son is smarter than a woman who served as a 2-term governor and a UN ambassador. He's a jackass.
Debt. You can go to bed thinking about it, wake up thinking about it, eat your lunch thinking about it all day. High interest credit cards and loans make it nearly impossible to pay off your debt. And insane inflation keeps you stuck paycheck to paycheck. The system winds up trapping you in debt. Donewithdebt.com can be a lifeline. I have spoken in the past about my own experience with debt back in law school. It was bad. Well, donewithdebt.com has a new strategy to help erase your debt faster and easier than you ever thought possible. Here's what they can do for you. Analyze all the debt options you qualify for, minimize interest rates, cut medical bills, and reduce debt without bankruptcy and without a loan. But you need to hurry. Some debt solutions are time sensitive. Go to done, D-O-N-E, with debt, DEBT.com. Find out how easy they can make it and find out if it's right for you. Donewithdebt.com. Donewithdebt.com. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.